Hey y'all, welcome back to Reddit The Wire. Well, we've had a little time to catch up on our postings, and now that we're into the graded stake derby preps, I want to make sure that we go back and take a look at all of them. And the Southwest was the first this year for the 3-year-olds, and we didn't get a chance to replay it and analyze it, but we've had a chance to do that now. So let's take a look at the Southwest stakes and see what we made of it. Okay, so here's the Southwest Stakes, and just to refresh our memories, our prominent players are Gaming for Bob Baffert in the one hole, Sandman number 6, and Patch Adams for Brad Cox, the illustrious maiden winner. And those were the three chalk in this race. So let's see what happened.
And they're off in the Southwest
See a
in a
pretty
terrible
clean
beginning
break,
for Sandman.
but
He
except
stumbled
everybody
badly
but
at the
Sandman,
break,
who
and
just
Sandman
totally
is
missed it.
well out of it early. That's going to cost him.
And way at
Speed
the back.
King on the lead today. He's trying to
You
get
see
over
Gaming
from the
having
outside
all
post.
kinds of
Gaming has to
problems
steady hard
at the
behind
rear, and
horses
that
into the
pretty
first
much
turn
ended
run, so
his
not a
race
good go
right there.
for Sandman or Gaming. The second and third choices
Really, I
in the
don't think they
wagering.
pressed
Patch
him
Adams
to
in the
go any
meantime, he
further,
starts
so
last.
maybe we
So
won't
the
be
three horses
quite
that have
as harsh
supported
as we
in the
were.
wagering are
You also
second
see
to
Patch
last,
Adams
last, and
was
third
towards the
last,
rear
approaching the
as
back
well.
stretch run. Speed King
Of the
is
three of
leader
them, I'd
here.
say he
Speed
probably
King onto
fared
back
the
stretch.
best.
A half length in front.
You see
Bontemps
making a
second.
move while
American
Speed
Promise
King
tugging a
at
little bit on the
14 to
outside,
1
claiming
takes
second
the
from the
lead.
stablemate
He's
Bontemps.
pressured
Gap of 3
by
Monday's
the two
Magic.
D. Wayne Lucas
Tistastic
horses,
on the outside.
American
Publisher
Promise and
Levade
Bon
is
Temps.
right behind them. Patch Adams
You see
patiently
Bon
ridden
Temps
third
bowing
last.
out pretty
Probably
early,
about 8
but
or 9
American
lengths
Promise
behind
hung
here
in there
than
for a
Gaming
while.
and Sandman as they go towards the far
And you
turn
see what
run.
the separation
leader,
was.
Speed King on a hold. American Promise, though,
Pretty
he's turning up the
significant.
pressure, and these two hook up into the far turn run, and they soar away from the rest of the group.
See,
Those
American
two
Promise
are
is
6
trying to get
lengths
to
clear
him,
of Bon
trying
Temps, who's
to
bowing out
ratchet
in
it
the
up, and
position.
just really
Patch Adams is
not
getting
doing
going
it.
now.
But
He's
here
into
comes
the
the
fourth
cavalry.
position, and Sandman is following him. Sandman
You see
making a run
Patch
now,
Adams
but still has a lot of
made
work
his
to
move,
do
and here
as
comes
they come to the
Sandman.
top of the lane. Speed King, Rafael
Really
Bejarano,
did very well
putting
to
away
overcome
American
that
Promise.
terrible break.
And Speed King says, "Come and catch me if you can." Speed
But it
King
just
down the
kinda
lane
ran
with
out
a
of real
3-length
estate.
lead. Look at Sandman
rubbing
after
there.
the bad break. He's run a tenacious race, and Patch Adams, they're moving after Speed King. Speed King, 16th to go. He's 2 ahead. Sandman
Speed
trying
King,
to get him.
despite
Speed King holding on.
all
Sandman
reservations,
trying
hung
to
in
dive
there, and
after him,
pretty good
but
win
it's
for
gonna
him.
be Speed King. Speed King all the way in a superb effort. He took him all the way with all the pressure. Sandman, he also ran well. Second, Tistastic, Patch Adams. Third and
So now let's grade out the race. We'll take a look at them each individually. Number one, Gaming. He just got hammered early on, and just the race was over for him very early. I don't think they pressed things when they saw how dire it was early and how much trouble he encountered. I don't know what it says about this horse's heart, because he has finished second a couple of times, and you got to wonder a little bit about that. I'm going to give him a C minus because his race was over pretty early. We really don't know what we've got with him yet. He's been tempting in spots, but I need another race to really get a feel for him. But right now, I mean, not looking good. But I don't think it, just all that trouble early on. I'm just gonna, I think he had a legitimate excuse, so he gets a C minus. Publisher didn't factor at all in the race. You could say the same for Monet's Magic, so they both get a D. They didn't do anything. Monet's Magic maybe, or Publisher, one of the two of them perhaps can rebound with a race under their belt, but not very promising in that one. Tistastic gets a B mainly because he ran his race. That's what he does. I mean, he's he always seems to end up third. He's just not quite as good. I think the fact that it does take him seemingly a little while to get going probably works to his disadvantage. And I don't think he has the requisite kick of, say, somebody like Sandman, where he's going to factor unless he does a growth spurt and some improvement. So he ran his race, okay third, nothing more than that. He gets a B. Render judgment scratched, so that's an incomplete. Sandman, but for a terrible break, ran a fantastic race. I mean, the fact that he was able to recover with a runaway leader and do what he did, and put on that kind of a show. That speaks volumes on this horse. I had liked him a lot. I picked him to win coming into this race. He definitely looks like a horse who's on the come. Certainly has to work on getting out of the gate a little better, but that was just a really nice display of some nice talent, and this one's going to be pretty exciting to watch in his next start. So he gets an A-. Obviously, the break was bad, but aside from that, he just ran a terrific race. Patch Adams, C+. First stakes effort, first route of ground, step up in class to run, a pretty good third. Okay. I'll give him that. He was on the rail. He saved all the ground. Sandman did a hell of a lot more running from the outside and still passed him. I don't know what that says. Perhaps this is another one with some seasoning. Maybe can rebound and run better. So I don't think we want to give up on him completely yet. So he gets a C+. I thought he could have run better if he was everything that he was supposed to be cracked up to be. I think he would have run a lot better, and he could have taken control of this race. Had a little trouble early on, but I think he's capable of better. Let's say that. American Promise, I think really, I'm giving him a gentleman C. For those of you college grads, remember that. This horse had every single chance to win the race, better than anybody else. Right off of Speed King's throat latch, didn't have any problems early on, was in perfect position, and he just couldn't pass. And when you consider Speed King's pedigree, which is kind of speed favoring, as opposed to American Promises, which is two-turn favoring, I think that really it's a pretty piss-poor race for American Promise. But he did do some running early on, so we'll give him a C. But it's kind of the way he has been running. Bon Temps, I still believe this horse is better, and it continues to get better. He was closer to the pace this time than he has been in the past. He stayed up with the leaders for a little while longer. So that, to me, shows a horse that's probably starting to get it a little bit. Wayne Lucas loves to run him into shape. And so I'm not ready to give up on Bon Temps yet, and that's why I'm going to give him a C. He certainly needs to get better to be competitive, but don't give up on him just yet. The fact that he's been sprouting bullets in his work tab tells me that there's something here. So let's just keep a close eye on Bon Temps. And finally, Speed King, of course, gets an A, without a doubt. Never expected he would be around at the finish to let alone win it. Obviously, Sandman was getting to him, and with a better break, probably wins the race. But it's not to be discounted that Speed King was able to put forth that kind of effort and hang in there. And, you go back and it makes the Springboard Mile look pretty good when we see what Coal Battle did in the Smarty Jones. So I have major league reservations about this horse moving forward. I don't think with his pedigree it's going to be he's a candidate to wire any Kentucky Derby field. But he's probably better than I thought he was. I'll say that. And who knows? We'll see what he does next time out, whether it be the Rebel Stakes, the Arkansas Derby, or whatnot. But certainly a very impressive effort to take command of the race and never relinquish it. So all in all, I think it was it was a good race. I think we learned some things. Particularly Sandman, I think without a doubt was the star of the show. And I think maybe, I don't know, gaming and I would say of all the course, gaming probably certainly the biggest disappointment of the group. But who knows? With another race with a better break, we might see better from him. We'll just have to see how he trains leading up to his next race. So I hope our analysis helps you in gauging the capabilities of these Derby contenders. I think there's a couple in here we're going to hear more from as we progress. Certainly, if you like content like this, please like and subscribe. Thanks to all of you who have come on board recently. Be on the lookout for race replays for all the graded Derby preps moving forward. And we've got the Sam F. Davis this week. We'll have a posting for that out probably later today. So be on the lookout for that as well. We're going to probably hold off until next week to start with our Derby top 10s, but we will be doing that. And just as a precursor to that, just so you know, I'm going to be considering horses that have run around 2 turns or have run in stakes races. I just don't feel right about giving credence to these maidens who win impressively. They have to show it to me first before I'm going to give them credence as a Derby contender. So just as a forewarn you in advance of how I look at things. So that's it from here. I'll talk to you soon, and until then, be well.